Reverse coloring books are exploding, and right now you have the chance to dominate this hot KDP niche before everyone else jumps in. Internet searches have doubled in just 1 year, and smart creators are already cashing in. If you wait, you'll miss out. Here's exactly why now, not next year, is your moment. Being at the forefront of a trend means more visibility, less competition, and bigger profits. Think about the early days of adult coloring books. Authors who jumped in early saw massive success, with some earning thousands per month for a single book. When you enter a niche at the beginning, your book has the best chance of climbing the ranks, becoming bestsellers, and establishing your brand before others flood the market. Right now, I'll walk you through how I created this #1 selling coloring book, the prompts I used to create the images, formatting, uploading, and what promotion I'm doing to make this one of my bestsellers also. Let me show you. I discovered reverse coloring books when I started my regular research that I always do when I start in Amazon. And I just had typed in coloring book, and this came up as an option when let me show you. So I came into Amazon, I typed in coloring book for adults. The adults automatically populated. And then I did my next step where I came here to my Book Bolt KDP Spy, clicked on that, and I did start. And so here's where it starts to generate certain items, and it tells me how much they've made, everything within that genre of coloring books for adults. I let it run to about 100 or so, and then I stop. And then I come here like I always do to estimated revenue, and I started to, of course, we have our Coco Wayo, we have our Bold and Easy, which we've all done. That's when this reverse coloring book popped out. And I didn't know what it was. I mean, I've been doing this for a year now. If I'm just now seeing this reverse coloring book pop up after I've been researching this for months and months, that tells me that this is hot at the beginning of the trend. And that's why we need to jump on this now. It's my next big project that I'm going to embrace, the reverse coloring book. So let me show you some options that I found as I began to deep dive into this. So this particular type of reverse coloring books, there are several different types. This is very focused on watercolor splashes, like zero designs. It doesn't look like flowers. It doesn't look like anything. But the person who gets this, who purchases this, gets to create their own form, right? Their own, what they believe they see. Kind of like blot test, right? The Rorschach ink blot test. That's kind of what these are. And with one pen, the person can go around and doodle and outline what they want see in the images. So this is super easy to create in any AI platform you'd like to use. Let me show you what I ended up making, because I kept on digging, right? I've learned, don't just jump on the very first one you see. But look at this. This has over 5,000 reviews, 4.5 on Goodreads. It is in the top selling coloring books. So something's happening here. Here's another one from a different author, and we're looking at kind of the same type of thing here where people can doodle and draw their own images. They give some examples at the beginning of the book. Here's this blank page so you can test pens. And they give lots of great examples. This one was different from the other ones because this one has something that looks like roses. And so this led me to believe, oh, well, maybe you can have something that encourages the person to draw a certain thing, something clearer than just splashes of watercolor. That's when I found this one. So as of right now, it has 23 reviews. When I found this last week, it only had, I think, like 18 or 19 reviews. So it is climbing. Let me show you the inside of this one. They don't have a lot of pictures for the inside. They have the front and the back. So this one is unique in that it's clearly a tulip. And these flowers are much more defined. We've got some splashes in the back, and they drew this to show you how to doodle or how to outline these particular images. I thought this was beautiful. This inspires me more than the random splashes of watercolor. Then, while I was researching this, my mother-in-law happened to be in the kitchen with us. And she walked by and saw this and she said, oh, that's so beautiful. And I thought, that's it. She's my target market here. If she thinks this is beautiful and she wants a copy, I'm going to create this book. So let me show you how I did that. So here in design, I used design for this entire creation of the book, but I'm going to walk you through how I kind of was able to create the flowers. At first, I started with just my regular kind of descriptive text to image that I usually do. So I had abstract lines, pastels. You can see here where my description is, watercolor, and then I think this is very pretty, and I could still use this in a different book, but remember I wanted to focus more on flowers. So I zoomed in on this. Someone could draw a lot of great things out of this. They could draw waterfalls. They could draw so many things. But this wasn't really what I was looking for. So I kept on going and I kept on creating. Now, I felt like this was a little too high contrast. I wanted to leave enough space for someone to draw their own lines. So I just kept on creating and kept on trying things out. I thought this also was beautiful. I have seen some reverse coloring books where it's obviously the image of like a cottage in a wood or something, and there's several different images, and people outline and shade that. So I still thought I still can use this possibly, but again, I wanted more flowers. So I kept on creating, playing around. This is too defined. Thought this was okay. Still, and then I got to the tulips, and I absolutely loved this, and I thought it was beautiful. So I did select this particular image, but I still felt like it was really too high contrast. There's not a lot of space, I think, for someone they can outline some of the tulip, and there are some things they can do here to shade, but I believe that what I saw from those other images, they were more neutral colored and less high contrast. I still think I used a couple of these. Okay, this one I definitely used. It seems like a flower, but it's not really a flower. There's really no outlines here, so someone could use this. And then I started to really get into what I wanted to find. This is obviously a watercolor flower. There's no outlines. Even the leaves don't have an outline. It leaves a lot of room for the artist really to be an artist. So I'm going to keep on going. And so once I got to this point where I was creating what I liked, I kept the description and I just changed the type of flower. So even here, this sunflower doesn't really have outlines. And so this gives a lot of space for someone to make shadows and shading and color. So here I wanted to show you the exact prompt that I ended up with: random marks, water paint, pastels, bleed, because I wanted it to bleed off the edges or out of the lines, fill the page, art, wild, wall art, canvas, abstract, random marks, soft edges, lilies, white background. Then all I did was change the type of flower for each generation after this. And then what design has is, and by the way, I tried this in several different AI generators, but design was the one that gave me exactly what I needed for this coloring book. So I did all of this in design. So here design allows you to open up a negative prompt so that it will specifically make images that don't include those words that you identified. So I opened up the negative prompt and I typed in edges, lines, outline. So now it's going to create everything without those three words. Then here for the style intensity, I lowered it. So it doesn't stick to the style intensity, that storybook charm, perfectly. It uses it as a support to create the images. Now, this doesn't mean you can't try different styles. You definitely can. You can come in here and try maybe arcane elegance, but let me show you what happened when I tried those. I left the description the same, but I tried different styles. So this is a way that you can get a variety of different coloring books, all within design and with the same description. Oh, here's another one I used. That was the same description. I used these. I thought these were beautiful. This is when I selected a specific type of style. For this one, I selected ancient China. And I think for the next one, because I kept on playing around with it, see, those images are beautiful, but they have outlines, which is that particular style. So I didn't lean on this. I didn't keep using this one. This one was a different style again. And let's see, looking close, there's some outlines in that one, like here on the leaves. So I didn't select this one. But I really liked the splashes behind this particular type of image. And I just kept on changing the style to change up the type of flower. I like these roses better than the other ones I got because these are less contrast. They're more neutral and allow someone to draw a little bit more. So this is why I went back to, I tried the classic watercolor, and that did work on a few of them, but I kept on coming back to the storybook charm. For some reason, that gave me the type of description or style that I needed in design to make these. Okay, so I made 50 of these images. I did 2 of each type of flower so that the images are different, but I don't have 50 different types of flowers. I only have 25 different types of flowers. So I chose to do these 8 by 10. There are some other books, reverse coloring books, that are done 6 by 9 or 5 by 8, kind of smaller to put in your purse. And that's a whole different niche or market, which is a great market if you want to get into that. But I wanted something larger. If I'm going to do this, I like to work on a bigger piece of paper. So I did 8 by 10. So I went to project, new project. This is paperback. I did both. I did paperback and then I did a hard book cover. This is my watercolor reverse coloring book, 8 by 10. 103 pages because I've got 50 pictures. And so I need a blank page on the back of each one. And I would need a couple pages at the beginning, one for the title page and one for the page that I did showing how to draw on this if someone is wondering how. Let me show you. So this is what I ended up putting together for the cover. Yes, I did the text in Canva, and I'll show you how I did that. And this is what I put on the back of the book. Let me just show you some of the images I imported. Come here to book view. Okay, this is my title cover. This is the sunflowers is one of the images behind. Now, do you see how this goes all the way to the edge? That's because I did a bleed on this one in order to really, I believe it makes it stand out, make it a little bit higher quality. And then that hand I got from Canva. Okay, this, it was a little hard to get this. I thought, oh, I'll just do it in Photoshop. Nope. What I did was I printed this out on my printer at home. I printed the tulip out. I got a pen and I outlined and colored, and I did that. Then I went outside. I put this in the sun and I took a picture of it on my phone, and then I uploaded it into Canva and I wrote on it. And so I like that trace, dots, circles, heavy lines. I wanted someone to get an idea of what they can do in this book. And this is an example of what a couple of other books have on Amazon. So there is precedent for this, and I thought it would really help someone know what to do. And then here I have the images. So you get an example of how there's not really an outline on these. Some do, but they're really neutral. Someone can color and shade as they want. I feel the pictures are beautiful. I've started to get reviews on them through my review websites, and these review websites are very honest. If they don't like what I've put out there, just because you're in this review kind of club, doesn't mean that everyone is going to give you good reviews. These are honest reviews from people who are looking at your book, and they're really great feedback to get. So I started to get reviews, and I just started to run ads, and I'm really excited about this type of book because it is the beginning of this trend. It's just at the start. So you can see that I have a variety, but the style's kind of similar. I loved that splash in the background. I thought it gave someone the ability, if they wanted to expand and color in the background, they could. So there's my example of the images. So this is what I did in Canva. First, I uploaded the image. Then I was able to edit it a little bit and put it into this 8 by 10 page. Downloaded it, and then I brought it over to BookBolt. And then this is what I built here. I added this little gold button at the bottom because some of the other books had it. Like right here, you can see they have this. They didn't win an award, but it's the award symbol. And so I did that also. It just gives more information. So there, I'm going to download this front page, but I'm going to download it as a PNG because I want it to be blank in the background. Transparent background. I'm going to select current page and then download. And that is how I got this cover page in BookBolt. So this is just one of the images, and I turned it to the side. This is one of the images from the book. And then I uploaded my cover. Now on the back, which I love to do, I always do because this is the example that they get. I did some other images on here. I did one of these. Let me show you. So I came here, copy and paste. Then I made it small, and this is how I got that little box behind there. Came here, rectangle. Let's change the color. I'm going to get my little pipette here, and I want to pick something that's going to match. Let me do a really dark part, okay? Bring it on top of that. Over here, see that blue dot? That tells me that it's on the top, and that's what's being used. And I'm going to drag it down below. And there you go. So that's how I made those outlines on the very back of the book. And I think this is really helpful so people know what they're getting when they get the book. Here's the post on Amazon. I purchased a copy of this book to give to my mother-in-law as a gift, and I wanted to see the quality. It's always a great tip to buy your own copies, get an author copy. Now, I've got 3 reviews on it so far. I had ChatGPT help me with the description. This is in the coloring book category, and I think it's going to do very well. I just started running ads yesterday, and I'm doing keyword-focused ads, product-focused ads, and I will show you how those work. Now, there's not enough data yet, and not enough people have clicked on it. No one's purchased it yet. So I will show you that data once people start purchasing it and once those numbers start to grow. And if you have any questions about how to make this reverse coloring book, let me know. I hope that was helpful. If I skipped any parts or need to clarify anything, let me know in the comments. Thanks.